Well, good morning, friends. It is Tuesday, June 9th, and today is MRI day. If you didn't know, I have to have an MRI on that kidney that had the huge kidney stone in it because during the CAT scan, they thought they saw something. So I'm hoping and praying that whatever it was they saw is not there. And if there is something there, that it's nothing. The doctor, the kidney doctor, what are they called? Urologist, that's it. Did not seem worried or concerned. I don't know if that's just what doctors do, but he did say it is very small. Whatever it is very small and is most likely a cyst. And apparently that is the most common thing, especially in women my age group. So, but I have to get an MRI to get it all checked out. They're going to be I've had MRIs before. I've had MRIs twice before. Yeah, twice before. And I was thinking maybe 3 times, but no, twice before. And they're no big deal. They just take forever. You have to lay there forever, and you're inside this tube, which they always have cool air blowing, and I just close my eyes and it's no big deal. But the thing that's got me a little bit on edge is that it's going to be done with contrast, which I've never had that before. They did do with contrast during the CAT scan, and I don't know if it's the same type of stuff or what, but I think that means they're going to have to put in an IV and all of that junk, and I just don't want to do it. I hate this. I hate being messed with. I hate going to doctors. I hate procedures. I hate all of it. But if I didn't get it checked out, then I'd be worrying about it for the rest of my life. So every time I would have a twinge, I would worry about it. So I'm going to get it checked out. It's going to cost us $900. That's after insurance. I got a statement already from them. Not a bill, but just a statement. And this MRI before insurance is over $6,000. It's absolutely crazy. But actually, I was expecting it to be closer to 10,000. So, but anyway, our responsibility of it is $900. Just add it to the rest. I'm telling you, the cost of things is just ridiculous. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. The exciting thing is, because this MRI has to be done in the big city where I never drive, I don't go there. I don't like driving in the traffic. I don't know my way around, and I just avoid the big city as much as I possibly can. But that's the other thing with my stupid insurance. The hospital where I went and had my kidney stone out, it's just local. It's just a local hospital. It's like 20 minutes away. It's the town where I do all of my grocery shopping. I drive in that town all the time, and I'm not afraid to drive there. They have a perfectly great radiology department. They have an MRI machine. In fact, that's where I've had my last my last MRI I had at that hospital. But for some stupid reason, my insurance would not pay for it at the hospital. I have to go to I think they call it a remote location. I don't know, but it's in the big city. And I'm like, I'm not driving there. If Scott can't take off work to take me, then I just won't get it done. But he did. He took off work. He's worked half a day today. He'll be home pretty soon. All of that to say, the big city is where the Hobby Lobby is, which, needless to say, I never get to Hobby Lobby because, like I said, don't drive in that town. But anyway, this place where I have to go to get the MRI is not too terribly far from Hobby Lobby. And so I told Scott, I'm like, you know what? Since I'm in town and since I have to go through this procedure, I want you to take me to Hobby Lobby after. And so he agreed he would. The other thing about this particular MRI, which is different, is that I have to stop no food or drink 4 hours prior to my appointment. So I ate my breakfast and drank a cup of coffee and a glass of water, and I had to stop by 8:30. So there's that, but I'm probably going to be really thirsty and really hungry by the time this thing gets over with. I don't like to eat out, so I'll bring a drink and skip lunch. No big deal. So anyway, that's going on today. I don't know when I will receive the results of it. Hopefully fairly soon. And when I find out the results, I will let you guys know, maybe even in this video, because this video is going to span a few days. I don't know, I was thinking about trying to take you along with us into Hobby Lobby, and then if I buy anything, of course I'll do a little haul. I'm not planning to buy anything, but how do you go to Hobby Lobby and not buy something? That's the question. It's like going to a thrift store. How do you go to Twice Treasured and not buy something? So anyways, that's about all I have to say at the moment. I will pick you guys back up if I decide to film in Hobby Lobby. But anyway, we will see you in the next clip. Well, good morning, friends. It's the next morning. I just got up. It's only 20 after 7. And ever since last night, Bo has been acting like he has a bellyache. We've got this raw chicken tenders here. He's been going outside every couple hours and going to the bathroom. And I haven't been out to investigate whether it's diarrhea or not, but I suspect that it is. And so I'm going to make him some boiled chicken and some boiled rice, and that's going to be what he's going to eat today. He actually has a vet appointment tomorrow morning that was already scheduled. So if he's not doing better by then, I will definitely mention it to the vet. Hi, buddy. He's resting comfortably, so he's not in terrible pain or anything. He ate his supper last night without any trouble. But he's been up. He got up when Scott got up for work around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and he was whining to go out, and then he woke me up around 6 to go out, or 6:30, something like that. So, and then like I said, last night, it started probably around 8 o'clock at night. He just was really whiny and wanted to go out every hour or two. So that's what makes me think he's got some tummy problems. And I'm not worried that it's anything super serious, because like I said, he's got a vet appointment in the morning, and he's done this before. Because he's a free-range dog, he gets to run and do what he wants. He gets into things. He eats things he shouldn't eat. And the last time this happened, we took him, he was a lot sicker than this. We took him to the vet, and they did tests and things, and it was just what they called food indiscretion, which means he was eating stuff he shouldn't be eating. And so I'm not going to rush him to the vet today. It cost close to $300 the last time. So since he already has a vet appointment tomorrow morning, we'll just keep him on a bland diet today and take him to the vet and mention it to the vet tomorrow. I also have some of this medicine that he took the last time. So I gave him one of these last night, and it's every 24 hours, so he doesn't need another one until tonight. Hopefully he won't need it. This is for vomiting, which I don't think he's done any of that, but I just wanted to make sure he kept his appetite, because dogs, if they start to throw up, they'll just stop eating, which is basically what happened last time. So I gave him one of these. It's like a preventative last night. All right, I was going to do instant rice because it's quicker. I didn't have any instant white rice. All I had was instant brown rice, but I think it'll be okay. They recommend white, but I've also read where you should give them, a dog that has diarrhea, a little bit of fiber. So, like in the form of pumpkin. And I don't think Bo likes pumpkin, so I was going to save that as a last resort anyway. And so I think the brown rice will be all right. So I've got this boiled up. As you can see, it's still very, very hot. The rice is very hot as well. So I'm going to mix the chicken in with the rice, stir it up, and then I'm going to portion some out and let it cool down before I give it to him. And it's almost time for the dog's breakfast, so this was good timing. I mean, it worked out done in time. There should be enough here for today for sure, and maybe even tomorrow. And I'm hoping that he'll be just fine by tomorrow. He hasn't been out to go to the bathroom for, well, like 2 hours now, so maybe he's on the mend. I don't know how to keep him from eating stuff he shouldn't eat when he goes out and roams around and basically does what he wants. And for those who don't know, Bo was my dad's dog for years. He was a farm dog. He was never in the house. He was just an outside dog that roamed around, chased off foxes, and was kind of a protector. And then when my dad was unable to take care of him anymore, we started taking care of him. And in the last, I think it's been probably 3 years, we've allowed him to come in the house. At first it was just at night, and now it's pretty much all the time. He goes outside to go to the bathroom, but the rest of the time he spends in the house. But he's not he's just in the entryway because he's a very good dog. He's not aggressive at all. I don't think he would cause any issues with Percy and Oliver, but Percy can be kind of a handful at times, and I don't know. I just don't know how well it would work if they were together all the time. Plus the fact that Bo's never had a bath. So he's a very stinky dog, which we're going to work on that today too. I'm going to give him a sponge bath, not only because he's just really stinky, but also because he has that vet appointment tomorrow. And I'm going to clean the entryway, replace his little dog bed because it gets really nasty. And the one we currently have is not washable. So I'm going to just throw it away, and we're going to do something different, do something that's washable. So anyway, I'm going to get Bo's bowl. I'm going to portion some of this out and let it start cooling off. And then I also read you should give a dog that has digestive problems probiotics, which all my dogs get these every day. But I'm going to give him, I usually only give him one, but I'm going to give him 2 today. Probably with breakfast and supper. Alright, let's see if he'll eat it. Got the other dog's food ready as well. He looks like he wants to eat. Can he eat? Oh yeah, he's eating it. Good. Didn't lose his appetite. That's good. Did you eat it all? You did. Good boy. It's a good boy. Yes. So I'm going to go out and do my morning chores. I'm not going to film. It's too difficult. And then while he's out running the yard, running around, I am going to clean up his area and mop it. And try to get the stinky dog smell out. And then after I get this all cleaned, when he comes back in, I will give him a sponge bath. My goodness, guys, it is so hot outside. We're under heat advisory today. It's only around 8 o'clock, and it is just so humid and just gross outside. I don't know how anybody can live in the South. It's even like this, like even worse and all the time. But anyway, as you can see, I got the rugs out of here. Got them hanging on the rail on the deck. I'm going to shake them out real good and put them down to be washed. But Mr. Bobo didn't want to stay outside because it's too hot. So I'm going to have to work around him. Like I said, I'm going to throw that bed away. And I got another, like a mat, dog mat downstairs. It's kind of fluffy, but not plush like that. But I'm just going to fold up a really soft blanket to put on top of there, like blankets that I use for the dogs anyway. And those, you know, it can be washed that way. So he'll have a soft place to sleep, but I'm not wasting money on dog beds that I can't wash. So let me get this mountain of sand swept up, and then I'm going to have to try to get him to move. And I'll get that area cleaned up. And then I got to get this mopped. So I'll bring you back when this is all mopped and we're ready to give him a sponge bath. Alright, I put Bo in my bathroom while I mopped and while the floor is drying. So while he's in here, I'm going to give him his sponge bath. And this is what I use. Got these off of Amazon. They're like, you wear them like, they're gloves. You wear them like gloves, and then you just like pet your dog. I kind of like scrub him. And then I also spray some of this onto these wipes. He does not tolerate getting sprayed directly with this, so I spray it on the wipes and then rub him down. So this is what they look like. They're wet, they're moist, or like, well, they're more than moist, but they're not soaking wet. And they've got these little textures on them. So I'm just going to spray this liberally on there, and we're going to wipe him down. Come here, buddy. Here we go. There's a good boy. I don't even know if I'm in frame here, but see, he doesn't even really like this too terribly much, but he tolerates it. If I get you clean and smelling good, we can go to the vet. Yeah. Gross, eh? So then, I don't want to waste it, so I put it on my other hand. And use this side as well. But I don't scrub his head, I just wipe it. Wipe his ears. Yeah, it's a good boy. You're a good boy, Bo. Yeah, you're a good boy. Yes, you are. Yeah, hi, buddy. Yeah. You're a good boy. Okay, I'm gonna get one more, wipe him down again, and then I'll get the entryway all ready for him, and then he can come back in and lay on his fresh, clean bed. All right, there it is, all clean. This is just a crepe mat that I had, and then a blanket. When we got home from town yesterday, it was time, like we walked in the door and it was literally time to start supper. So I did not have time to do my haul last night. So I will do that later. this morning, this afternoon sometime, but in this video. But the one thing I wanted to show you that I picked up was this adorable pig mug. Look at that. So stinking cute. It's the Country Selection Collection. That's the brand. And I paid $7.99 for this cute little mug, and I want to use it this morning for my coffee. So I'm going to get this washed up and get my coffee going. And we'll meet you back here when I'm ready to do the Hobby Lobby haul. Alright, it's finally time to sit down and do my Hobby Lobby haul. And don't mind my wet hair, I just got out of the shower. I don't usually say Hobby Lobby haul, do I? Because we don't get to go very often. Probably about once a year is how often we make it to Hobby Lobby. There's just not one close by, and like I said, I think in yesterday's clip, I do not drive in the big city. It was terrible. Even with Scott driving, I was a nervous wreck. There was so much traffic. I don't know how people live. Like in the big city I'm talking about is called South Bend. If you look on the map, it's near the Michigan line. It's where Notre Dame is, or in that vicinity. And it's not even close to the same size, especially like in population, as like Indianapolis or Chicago or anything like that. But just that amount of traffic was more than I could deal with. I was a nervous wreck. The cars everywhere. And I told Scott, if I ever need to have another MRI, I'm not going there. I'm not doing that again, because was just terrible. You know, I say that, but you know, I'd do it if I had to. But the thing is when we came home, I told him, I said, please take me the back roads home. And it was so much nicer, because there is a back way, but it's a lot longer. It adds like 20 minutes to the drive, and it's like a 55-minute drive anyway, so it makes it over an hour. And I told him, I said, we should have went that way going, but he was afraid that we'd get to the appointment late. So he took the bypass and the 4-lane highways and the traffic and the downtown traffic, and oh my goodness gracious, it was terrible. The older I get, the more I hate traveling, and the more I want to just stay home. But anyway, we did got to the MRI place, got there early actually, and they got me in early, which was nice. And it went fine. MRIs are really no big deal whatsoever if you're not claustrophobic, which I'm not. And they put like headphones on. They ask you what kind of music you like to listen to, and I chose classical because I wanted to stay nice and calm. And they have a cool breeze blowing through the tube, and they put a blanket on you, and I just closed my eyes, and it's not dark in there. I know like 30 years ago I had an MRI on my back. Is when I ruptured that disc in my back, and boy, MRIs were a lot different back then. If I remember right, there was no light in there. It was just the light from the room that like came through the front of the tube, but this one had lights in it, and I just laid there and closed my eyes and listened to the music, and it only took about 20 minutes. The worst part about it was there were times when I had to like, it came through the headset like instructions, and I had to like take a deep breath, hold it, and I had to keep holding it until they told me to relax, and then I could breathe back out. And most of the time I kind of like counted in my head, and it was usually around 20 seconds, which is not that big a deal, or the count of 20, which is about 20 seconds. Sometimes it would go a little bit longer than that, but overall it wasn't terrible. I will find out the results in a few days, and hopefully all goes well, and this is going to be the end of it. That's what I'm praying and hoping. But anyway, Hobby Lobby was only about a mile from the MRI place, and so we went over to Hobby Lobby and we had a great time. My husband was losing patience by the end of it because I never get to go to Hobby Lobby and I go so rarely. I like to look at everything. That light is flickering. You guys notice that? Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, we were in there quite a while, and by the end he's like, I'm ready to go. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this haul. The first things I picked up were these patriotic napkins. All of their 4th of July stuff was 40% off. I did not need any like decor because my house is decorated the way I want it. My porches are decorated the way I want them. So I didn't need any decor, but I thought I'm planning on making a cake for the nation's birthday. And I thought, well, I need some napkins for that. And I also needed some plates. We're not going to have company over or anything like that. It's just going to be us. But I thought, yeah, let's do something a little special. And like I said, these things were 40% off. They were normally $5.99 each, but I got them for $3.59. And then these, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I might just hang on to them till for next year. They were $1.99, and so I got these for $1.19. And like I said, unless I can see some little something I want to stick a little flag in, because I'm not going to use these for cupcakes. I'm going to just use them for decor, maybe some craft projects or something. But I just picked those up. So those are the like practical things that I got. And then, well, I guess there is one other practical thing I got. These were not on sale. They were $4.49, but I got myself this set of socks because they were Winnie the Pooh, and you know how much I love Winnie the Pooh. This pair, there's 2 pairs, so a little over $2 a pair for socks. I didn't think that was too bad. This one has Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, and then the other set has my favorite character, Eeyore. I just thought they were adorable. Now, of course, I won't be wearing socks probably at all until fall because this is sandal weather. But no, I just thought they were adorable. So picked those up. So out there, that's the practical things. Then they had all of their spring shop stuff was 50% off. And so I picked up 3 things out of the spring shop, it's called. I got this adorable little ant. It has a sunflower as an umbrella. It's got the red little shoes, and I just love his eyes. Can you see his eyes? Look at those. Those are so cute. And it's a thing where you stick in plants. I am not going to put this out on my front deck because I mean, I could, I guess, just for one season, but usually when I put something that's metal out there, it gets, you know, rusty and gets messed up pretty quickly. So I don't know. I might just stick this. I'm not sure, honestly, where I'm going to put it, but I just thought he was absolutely adorable. He was normally $12.99, and so, and like I said, everything in the spring shop was 50% off, so I got him for $6.50, and he's just so cute. The next thing I got out of the spring shop, again, was something that's so adorable. Scott and I were looking at it and we're like, what is that? Is it a grasshopper? Is it it's not a praying mantis. I think it's a grasshopper. But look at his eyes. So stinking cute. I know where I'm going to put this. I'm going to put it on my plant stand here in the dining room. It was normally $5.99, $6, so I got it for $3. So cute. And then the last thing I got out of the spring shop is this pillow. I just thought it was so cute. I loved it, especially because the rooster is like turning and you can kind of see its face. But you know how I love farm animals, especially chickens, and I'm really into pigs lately too. And I just thought this was so cute. I will put it on my couch in the living room, and hopefully Percy will leave it alone. It was ordinarily $14.99, so I got it for $7.50 or $7.49. So cute. I love it, and I love the red stripe. Oh, I was wrong. There is one more thing I got from the spring shop. Like I said, I'm really loving pigs. I thought this one was so cute. I'm sorry, there's a glare. I do have a small collection of pigs, and it's becoming a larger collection of pigs. I usually only buy them when I'm thrifting, and I only get them thrifting or retail if I just really like them, if they're unique, if there's ones that I don't already have, or they're just extra cute. And I just thought this one was extra cute, and it was normally $5.99, so I got it for $3, and it's nice and heavy. It's ceramic, so cute. I love him. And then I also got another little pig, and this was from the jewelry making section, and everything in there was 40% off as well. And it's this little flocked pig sitting in a watermelon. Just so cute. I'm sorry about the glare. I just have a hard time when I'm sitting in the dining room with glares. Now it does have a little ring thingy at the top so that you could like put this on a necklace or whatever, but I can very easily take that out with some needle nose pliers. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to set this on my pig shelf. The next thing I got was not on sale, but it was not a bad price, and I just really, really liked it. It's this little rooster, and it's a sugar bowl. It's from Market Square. It was $5.49. This was in the same area as that pig mug that you saw earlier. I think I probably will use it as a sugar bowl. The reason why I got it is because it really matches, and I'll show you in a minute, the salt and pepper sellers that I got off of Amazon. I thought this matched them very well, and I really, really liked it. Now, there was a creamer jar that matched, but for some reason I didn't like it. It was different. It was kind of weird looking to me. So I'm like, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna buy it. It's just to have a set. So anyway, I got this rooster sugar bowl. So the last thing I picked up is a candle. And I looked at all the candles and smelled them all, just because I really like doing that. And I walked away from it because honestly, I don't need any more candles. Although I have been going through my candles faster now that I have my flameless candle warmer. It's so easy. In the morning, I just turn it on the days that I'm gonna be home. I do shut it off if I'm gonna be leaving the house. But it's really handy. I really like my candle warmer, and I do go through my candles faster using that. It's just easier than lighting the flame. But anyway, I smelled this candle, and like I said, I walked away from it, and I got just a little bit away, and then I'm like, turned around and I went back and I got it. And the main reason, it's called Fallen Rain in Vetiver, whatever you want to say. It smells so good, but the reason I got it is because the minute I smelled it, I said, that smells like Aunt Margie. My Aunt Margie, I have some very special aunts. My aunt, I'm not going to name them all because one of them might get offended if I don't name them, but I have some very sweet and special aunts, AUNTS's, in my life, and my Aunt Margie was one of those. And she was married to my dad's brother. And unfortunately, she passed away, I think it was probably 2 years ago now. And she had a signature scent. When they would come to visit, it just smelled like Aunt Margie. I don't know how to explain it. I don't remember the name of the perfume that she wore, but it was one that you would get like at a department store. It's not one that you would just get at Walmart or Bath and Body Works. And her husband, my Uncle David, would get her a new bottle of this perfume every year for either her birthday or their anniversary. I can't remember. She told me one time and I can't remember because I commented, it's like, Aunt Margie, you always smell so good. And anyways, so that was her signature scent. It's the only perfume that she ever wore, and she wore it all the time. We didn't get to see her that often. They lived about 2 hours away, so we would see them maybe once or twice a year. But it just smelled like Aunt Margie. And when I smelled this, I'm like, it smells like Aunt Margie. And my Aunt Olivia, she's like, sniffed it, and she's like, yeah, it does. So I walked away from it, and then I got just a little bit away, and I turned around and just said, I got to go back and get the Aunt Margie candle because I know when I burn this, it's going to remind me of her. And yeah, I just had to get the Aunt Margie candle. So anytime I see the Fallen Rain and Velveter from Hobby Lobby, I'm going to have to get another Aunt Margie candle. So anyway, that is my little Hobby Lobby haul. I'm gonna get myself some lunch, and then we are gonna place some of these items, and so I'll bring you along for that. This is the shelf where I have all my little pig figurines. And I do have a couple of beagle figurines up here, hound dog figurines. I think I'm gonna move these to a different shelf because my pig collection is getting big enough now. Move this like so. And let me see. Put these guys up here. Let me get this all set the way I want it, and then I'll bring you back. And move my little hound dogs over here on top of my fireplace. Here are the salt cellars I was telling you about. This one has salt, this one has pepper, and then this is that little sugar bowl. Now, obviously it doesn't match perfectly, but I think it's very close. Unfortunately, I don't have room for it here, so I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to put the little chicken with. I might put like stevia packets in it rather than sugar. So I had to wait until after dark to show you where I put the little grasshopper and the ant because there was so much backlit from the patio door. But I just put the ant there using zip ties. I tied it to the plant stand. And so now it is Thursday, and it's the day of Beau's vet appointment. He was very nervous, but he does so good. He's such a good dog. He
rides in the car without whining. He is just a really, really good dog. And but he hates the vet, just like every dog, I think, hates the vet. And it took them forever today. They are short-staffed, and we were there for 3 hours. It was ridiculous. But anyway, he was still not feeling well. So this was supposed to be a well pet visit and vaccinations, but he was not feeling well, so it kind of turned into a sick pet visit. And they did trim his nails and took some blood. They're going to check for heartworms, although he's been on preventative. They check every year. And he does have a heart murmur, just a 2 out of 6, I think she said. It's just a small heart murmur, which is not unusual for a dog his age. And they gave him some medicine for the diarrhea. Again, it is food indiscretion. He was scrounging and eating something he shouldn't eat. So we are putting into place a plan for him to not be a free-range dog anymore. So, because we have to stop this. We can't keep having him eat things he shouldn't and then get sick. So anyway, we will find out the results of his blood test tomorrow, but I don't foresee anything serious with that. So anyway, he is in pretty good health for a dog his age. All right, friends, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was a longer one, but you know, I tend to do longer videos a lot of the time, and my last several have been short. So anyway, I'm getting back into the swing of things, and so this was a longer video. Thank you so much for spending the last several days with me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will talk to you all later. Bye-bye, friends.